Shabbat Shalom and welcome to yet another wonderful episode of Torah Study in Minutes with Sommyart. Today in the studio, we have a very special guest in the person of Elder Chekwube Okwuonu.
Shabbat Shalom everyone, and welcome back to Torah Study in Minutes with Sommyart. I'm Sommyart, and I'm joined by Elder Chekwube Okwuonu. Elder, it's always a pleasure to have you here.
Shalom, Sommyart. Thank you. It's a blessing to be here and to share in the wisdom of Parashat Shelach. This portion, it's really something. Moses sends 12 leaders, one from each tribe, to scout out the land of Canaan. But not all of them come back with the same spirit.
Right. And that's what always gets me. They all saw the same land, the same fruit, those massive grapes, the pomegranates, the figs. But only Caleb and Joshua come back with hope. The other 10, well, they let fear take over, didn't they?
Exactly. And fear, it spreads so quickly in a community. I've seen it myself, actually. There was a time at Ogidi Synagogue of the community of Hashem worldwide. We faced a big decision, whether to expand our evangelical outreach or play it safe. Some of the elders in the synagogue were hesitant, worried about resources, about failing. That anxiety, it almost paralyzed us. But like Caleb and Joshua, a few voices said, let's trust in Hashem and move forward. It changed everything. Sometimes you need just one or two with faith to shift the whole group.
That's such a good point. It's like fear is contagious, but so is courage. And the Torah doesn't shy away from showing us both sides. The 10 spies, they let their doubts define the narrative, and suddenly the whole nation is panicking. It's wild how quickly that happens.
Yes, and it's a lesson for all of us. What we focus on, fear or faith, can shape not just our own lives, but our entire community.
So, after the spies report, the Israelites they lose it. They want to go back to Egypt. They're ready to give up on the whole journey. It's kind of heartbreaking, honestly.
It is. Their fear leads to rebellion. Instead of remembering Hashem's promise, they let the fear of giants and fortified cities cloud their vision. And then Hashem decrees 40 years of wandering in the wilderness. That's a whole generation lost. It's a heavy consequence, but also a chance for spiritual growth if you think about it.
Yeah, and I think about how that applies to us now. Like, how often do we let collective anxieties stop us from moving forward? I've seen it even in my own life. When everyone around you is panicking, it's so easy to join in. But sometimes the wandering, the waiting, it's what shapes us. Not that I'm saying we should aim for 40 years of wandering, but you get what I mean.
Absolutely, I do. Sometimes the journey is where the real growth happens. It's not just about reaching the promised land, but about becoming the kind of people who can live there.
That's a great way to put it. And Caleb and Joshua, they're the ones who hold on to faith even when everyone else is losing it. That's the kind of courage I want to have, honestly.
Now, this parasha doesn't just leave us with the story of the spies. It gives us mitzvot, practical ways to remember and act on our faith. There's the offerings, the separating of challah when baking bread, and of course, the commandment of tzitzit, the fringes on our garments. These are reminders, physical ones, to keep Hashem's commandments close.
Yeah, and then there's that story about the man gathering sticks on Shabbat. It's a bit jarring, honestly, but it really drives home how important sacred times are. Like, it's not just about rules, it's about setting apart time for something higher.
Exactly. Sacred times anchor us. And then in the Haftarah, we meet Rahab in Jericho. She's not an Israelite, but she chooses to help the spies, risking her own life. Her courage, her faith. It shows that anyone, even an outsider, can play a part in Hashem's plan.
I love that. It's like faith isn't limited by where you come from. Rahab's story is a reminder that spiritual destiny can be shaped by anyone willing to act with courage and kindness.
Well said, Sommyart. These mitzvot, these stories, they're not just ancient history. They're invitations to live with intention, to remember, and to act.
Couldn't agree more. And that's all the time we've got for today. Elder Chekwube, thank you for sharing your wisdom and stories. It's always a privilege.
Thank you, Sommyart. It's been a joy. And to everyone listening, may you choose faith over fear and keep the mitzvot close to your heart.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We'll be back next week with more Torah insights. Take care, Elder.
Shabbat Shalom, Sommyart. Shabbat Shalom to all.
Now, if you enjoyed this podcast, don't forget to like, comment, and share. Let's do this again next week. Shabbat Shalom.